Welcome back to Hardcore Ultimate Iron Man. I've got my Karis Partisan, which turns out you cannot alk. So, I'm just going to keep this around, at least for today. But I need to get into the looting bag again, of course. All I'm looking for out of here, really, is the axe and the massive pile of barley seeds. Gonna put pretty much everything right back in, because I need inventory space for thieving stuff. But I want to be able to do all the nice farm runs, birdhouse runs, all that jazz. And now we can. I just love how tall this weapon is. It's great. Managed to get 3 seed packs at once here at the Farming Guild. Going to be dropping most of the seeds, so we should have enough inventory space. Let's see what we get. We got all kinds of stuff. Hey, potato cactuses. Perfect. I needed those because one of the contracts was a potato cactus. So now I can put that back in. Perfect. And got some more seeds here. Hammerstone, Guam, Woad, Redberry. There's some good stuff in here. We got some more Calquat seeds, but I already have a Calquat, so that's not hugely necessary. As long as it is living. Also need to worry about the drop. I've switched many of the seeds to left click drop, making thieving easier for myself. But we got some cactus seeds. We got some apple and orange tree seeds. Pineapple seeds are pretty good. I'll take those. Those are good. I might want these mushroom spores. Might be a task for that. So, overall, not bad. Saved me the trouble of having to pay attention to getting a potato cactus seed from thieving. So I'll take it. Checking the health of all the fruit trees I had to plant the new pineapples. There is 73 farming. We can grow Lantidime. Lantidime seeds are incredibly rare from master farmers. We really don't have space for more stuff in the looting bag, and the secondaries are not great, so probably not going to mess with Lantidimes. But it is an option now. It is an option. And now, for the meat of today's episode. Last time, we did a very difficult quest. Almost died. So I'm going to take it easy here with the easiest quests that we have left. Starting over here, right near the Farming Guild. Talking to Gordon here at his farm. It's a very nice farm. He's got all sorts of stuff. And they built it recently. For quite a while, this area was dangerous due to all the lizardmen. But it's incredibly fertile. That also explains the Farming Guild being here. So the Shazian troops cleared out the lizardmen. And here we are. Need a help with anything? As per usual, there's always something going on where you could lend a hand. There's been a strange beast stealing their livestock. The soldiers are still dealing with lizardmen, so they can't help. We are capable enough. So if we can kill this beast and bring back its head, they'd really appreciate it. Start getting a head. Bring back the head? Very good. You know where the beast is? It can't be too far away, but they're not sure exactly. We should talk to his wife, Mary. See if she's seen anything. Sounds good. This quest requires a lot of items, which we have in our inventory. But very, very conveniently, you can get all the items nearby. Kill a nearby bear, pick up a whole bunch of stuff, get some clay from a mine. There's just spawns everywhere here. All sorts of super convenient things. And a toy horsey. So. Very, very convenient. Hello, Mary. We are looking into your beast problem. And that is going to be very helpful for them. They've lost a lot of livestock. We will be able to deal with this, but we don't know where it is. Apparently it only comes during the night, so they haven't gotten a proper look at it. So we're going to need a plan here. We will coat it in flour so we can track it back to wherever it is. And how would we do that? I'm an adventurer. I gotta figure it out. If the beast is attacking the livestock, it's going to be heading to this area. So with a pot of flour and the gate, when it pushes through the gate to attack, it'll get covered in flour. And now I leave and come back the next day. Our plan was successful, and we can follow the flour. Got a nice path headed across the bridge here, past the swamps. Luckily not heading in there, deal with any lizardmen. Here's the mine that has the clay, and a pickaxe, also conveniently here. Plank spawns. But what we're really here for is this cave entrance, where the path leads. So if we head inside here, this dangerous looking cave, we find a headless beast. It's got melee attacks, and also a bit of a special attack. See if we can see it here. Yep. Slams and drops a boulder. Not much to worry about. This headless beast is not a Calphite, but the Karis Parzan's doing fine. It's an acceptable weapon. It does have much less strength than a Dragon Scimitar, but it's still okay. And down goes the beast. Of course, a headless beast doesn't have a head, so that does complicate things slightly. The cave is full of cowhide and raw beef from all the cattle that it dragged away somehow. And then presumably ate, even though it doesn't have a mouth. There's some stuff going on there. If we search this skeleton, maybe we can get a better picture of what's going on. This is Neelan's journal. He is angry with the Arceus mages, and he's going to show them by being a better mage than they ever could be. He got some restricted tomes and snuck them out of the library. So he's going to do some experiments in this cave. Lots of corpses in the swamps for him to work with. He reanimated a rat. He will be Neelan the Necromancer. It's time to move on to bigger things than rats, though. He found a bear. So if you can just get that into the cave, it'll make a great test subject. And we can see that he succeeded. The bear was reanimated, but it did not go well for him. It's not exactly surprising when you put a bear in a cave with you. It goes about as expected. So now we need to break the news that there was no head to reclaim. But the beast is dead. Hopefully that's good enough. And do we have the head? No. It didn't have a head. Nope. Not a bit. Sorry. Am I still getting paid, though? Nope. He was going to pay me for a head, and there was none. So, actually, it totally had a head. I have a head. The beast didn't have a head. He doesn't believe us. How am I supposed to prove this now? We should find a different beast. One that has a head. How would it eat them? That was my question too. Well, until we have a beast's head, we need to go away. Alright. Well, this is going poorly. Let's talk to Mary again. We need a head, or your husband won't pay me. He can be very picky. He's a good farmer, but he isn't exactly a genius. And he doesn't know what the beast even looked like. So, fake head it is. We could do some clay modeling to make a lovely fake beast head. Knife on clay. Sculpt a clay head. Sculpt the clay into the shape of a head. Wow, it looks awful. Examine the clay head. Badly sculpted. And this is why we use molds for most of our crafting. I have the clay. I have the beast's head now. Ta-da! That's it? Yes. That looks like clay, and it feels like clay. Part of the clay head falls off. What creature is this? Very good question. I'm sure I'll find an answer eventually. It's a clay bear. Clay bears. Very rare. He's no fool. It doesn't even have any fur. Well, how about we slap some bear fur on the clay head? Attach the fur to the clay head. Wow. It's even worse. I needed fur though, so hopefully this is good. Badly sculpted clay head covered in fur. Amazing. Here's the furry head. Ta-da! Looks like a head. Has some fur. Looks very convincing. It really doesn't. The head of the beast. Oh, hang on a moment. What about the blood? This is a fresh kill. It should have blood. It's the head of a blood bear? A blood bear. A rare type of bear that doesn't have any blood. It's called a blood bear and doesn't have blood. What a silly name. No, the person that came up with the name is really cool. I promise. Not a fresh kill. Sigh. You want some blood? We'll give you some blood. I dyed the fur and part of the face red. It looks bloody. Not really, though. Looks like a fur and dye-covered clay monstrosity. Ta-da! It's wonderful. This is clearly the head of the beast. Hooray. One more thing, though. This should be mounted in his house. Fine. Bloody head. Here is build mounted headspace. With all our nails and planks and hammer and head. This is a work of art. I hope they don't have too many visitors questioning what this mess is. But okay. It is done. Let's have a look at it, and then we can have our reward. Yeah! He's very excited about it. I will take it. I will take it. Quest complete. 1 quest point, 4,000 crafting, 3,200 construction, 3,000 coins, and they have opened up a tannery. Not that useful for us, but cool. And now, another quest. Our next quest starts here with Jorl at the outpost way over here. It's pretty out of the way, and we could technically make a piece of jewelry that can teleport here, but it's probably faster to just run here the few times we need to, so it's fine. All is lost. This great building will soon be in ruin. Great building? It has a history spanning generations. Why is it going to be in ruin then? King Lathis is going to get rid of it to build a new alchemist's lab. Honestly, I don't think that's necessary. There's tons of space. Seems like a weird choice. What about the great history? Nobody knows what the history is. We could help with that. We must discover the history of this building and convince the king to leave it alone. Sure, why not? We get some information about the outpost. This looks better if you have roofs on, but it's fine. This building has been here for a long time, and surely things have happened. It's an outpost. For seeing invading armies. There's some hobgoblins. Okay. We could turn it into a museum or something. Start making history. Very good. Where should we start? And what do we need to do now? He has 3 people we should talk to. A trader in Ardoin. Silver trader in particular. Named Aaron. His great-grandfather lived in the outpost, so maybe he knows something. And then we also can start the dialogue for the other 2 while we're here. There's a ghost in Port Phasmatis who moans about losing his life here. Sounds ominous. Drolak. Very good. Also, we need an amulet of ghost speak. That's not a problem for me. And the 3rd person? A warrior in Roleka. Named Drawn. He is well versed in all kind of battles and such. So he should know if this outpost was involved in any wars. He's a little difficult to talk to, though. So we need to talk to his brother, Blannon, first. Alright. Sounds good. We can very quickly get over to Ardoin. We have a teleporter. Portal in our house. Super convenient. And here he is. We should avoid stealing from the stall, because he'd probably not talk to us if we did that. About the outpost. He's working here. But this shouldn't take too long. Just need to talk about your great-grandfather. We were trying to find the history of the outpost to stop the king from tearing it down. His great-grandfather lived and died at the outpost, according to his mother. But they don't really know too much. All he has is a key. It's a very weird key, though. It changes temperature. But he doesn't know what it's for. Presumably, some sort of chest. Because it's too small for a door. If we can find the belongings, there might be some clues. So, he's going to lend me the key. The enchanted key. It's freezing. If we walk around a bit, it's the same temperature. Go over this way. Now it's colder. So it's basically a hot and cold puzzle. We just run all over the place. You can narrow down which direction you need to go. And as you get closer, it gets warmer. So, you would think it would eventually have looked into it, but I guess they just didn't care too much. It's already burning hot. Also, maybe they stopped touching the key when it became burning hot. And now it's steaming. This seems very dangerous. But we find a chest. Use the key on the chest. And in it, a journal. All about Drozal. He met a powerful follower of Zamorak, who is offering him ultimate power. And that is just what he's been looking for. Him and a whole bunch of others were living in that tiny, tiny outpost, wreaking havoc in Ardoin. They've been setting people on fire and laughing about it. Gave people boils by poisoning the water supply. They made all the children invisible, and that was very chaotic. But now, the guards have figured them out. And they've been told that their days are numbered. And then, they died. Very cool. Well, it's definitely something. It's definitely something. Let's see if he has anything to say about his Zamorakian great-grandfather and his shenanigans. I found this journal. He reads the journal, and he enjoyed it. We should bring this to Jorl. And also, do you want your key back? Nah. Okay. Fine by me. Fine by me. So we can bring this back to Jorl now. Or we can just go and do the other portions. So let us head to Port Phasmatis. In the spooky ghost town, here is a spooky ghost. Drolak. Nobody has talked to him in a very long time. And that is his name. I want to know about the outpost. He doesn't like to talk about it. He died there. Oh dear. He has a scroll which describes the timeline of the outpost. But before he'll give it to us, we need to do something for him. He went to the outpost against the wishes of his wife, promised to return, and of course died there. Luckily, his wife is a ghost nearby, so we can patch things up for them. Not the first time we've had to deal with stuff like this. We should give her a sapphire amulet as a reminder of the gift that he gave her on the day he left. And her name is Melina. Well, that is Sarah. There's Melina. I'm here on behalf of Drolak. He's sorry. She takes the apology as an empty gesture. But we have the sapphire amulet, proving that he remembers and really is sorry. So now she forgives him. And that was all that was keeping her here in this mortal plane. You would think she would have maybe at least come over to actually talk to him one last time, but sure. Maybe they're gonna go to another ghosty place. Probably fine. She was very pleased with the gesture. Glad that you still cared. Now he can also rest in peace. Can I have that scroll first? Of course. We get the scroll here with the timeline. Built at the start of the 5th Age, 65 years later was the dreaded years of tragedy. 68 years after that, the Great Battle. And 71 years... it might be 65 years after the Fifth Age, then 68, and then 71. Because that is too many years for the Fifth Age. So, it was built 65 years later, was the dreaded years of tragedy, culminating in the Great Battle, and then the survivors of that battle start a new line of kings and traders. Not traitors, traders. For the trade market. So that is some interesting information. He wanted us to bring this back to Jorl, see if it's useful, and then tell him. And we're going to do that. Technically, you could just not do that part of the quest. Or you could finish the quest, not talk to him and say that the scroll was helpful, and he'd be here forever. Or you can let him rest. There's options. If we want to get to Releka, we've got a good choice. Going to Lunar Isle and getting ourselves kicked off. It really just is the best way of getting to Releka. And here we are. Super convenient. Now we need to find Bolanin. Should be around here somewhere. There's Drawn. We can't talk to him quite yet, though. Should be around here somewhere. Near the Derrichurn. There he is. Releka's not too large of a place. Hello, Bolanin. We were looking for Drawn. And Bolanin is concerned that Drawn has killed one of our family members. What? Luckily that hasn't happened. I need to talk to him about the outpost. And it's going to be very difficult to do that. We need to remember a few things when talking to him. We need to be firm, not mention that we talked to Bolanin. And we need a lot of bits of trivia about him to prove that we are friends, I guess? Kinda. He uses an iron mace. He eats various things for breakfast, lunch, and tea. Like some red spider's blood. His current date. His current age in years, months, and days. Studies 5th and 4th age battles. Where he lives. His brother's name. And his pet cat, Fluffy. He will not talk to us unless we know him very well. He's a secretive guy. Very interesting. Luckily, the age of Drawn doesn't change every day. That'd be slightly awkward. He's a bit standoffish here. I'm after important answers. And how do you know him? Why, you're the famous warrior, Drawn. He uses an iron mace in battle. He eats rats for breakfast. Devours kittens for lunch. And for tea, he eats bunnies. Red spider blood is the best. He is 36 years old and 8 months. the 5th and the 4th Age battles. His house is to the northeast. His brother is Balanin. His pet, Fluffy. And 5 plus 7 is 12. But what does that have to do with anything? He thinks it's 13. But I think you'll find it is 12. Alright. He will answer our questions. I want to know about the outpost. There was a battle that took place there many years ago. 2 ex-friends led forces that ended with them fighting at the top of the outpost as the sole survivors. One of them followed Zamorak, and the other followed Saradomin. But during their battle at the top, they saw the errors of their ways. So they both united under Guthix. A happy ending. So that is everything we need for Jorl. And we can be gone. Just a little bit of a run back all the way to the outpost. Oh boy. And we're back. Hello, Jorl. I found a journal about how there were Zamrakian order here and all the things they did in Ardoin. Talk to the warrior about the battle and all that. At least he did not beat me up. I also talked to the ghost and got this historic scroll, which ties this to the king. That's very interesting history. Started with 2 friends who fell out due to religion. Eventually, they clashed, realized their mistakes. One became king, and the other started the market. And that king is the great-grandfather of King Lothus. With all this information, we should absolutely be able to make a museum here. And we get to deliver it to the king. Because of course we do. King Lothus. About that outpost. Here is a letter detailing all the history, connecting to your lineage, and all that. So he agrees with Jorl's plan to make it into a museum. So we can bring a letter to Jorl now. Fantastic. Well, technically, we have a less distance we need to run this time, since we're already over here. But still. I've been to the king, and here's a letter for you, Jorl. The outpost is saved. Museum time. We can check out the museum, and there's something of interest in there to us. Cool as complete. For 3 quest points, 1,000 prayer and crafting experience, 750 coins, and the enchanted key.
which we will be making use of here in a bit. We also now have access to the Master Clue Hot and Cold steps by talking to Jorl and getting the orb to find those. So let's look in the museum here. We've got a shield, Fremnik shield, or equivalent, from the 4th Age. We've got a helmet, helm worn by Wally when he defeated Delrith. The axe of Arav when he left it behind on his quest to find the shield of Arav. And some old boots worn by Randus for being corrupted by Zamrak's promises of glory. And over here in the bookcase, we have a variety of books. We have a History of the Outpost and what happened afterwards, and also The Mysterious Adventurer. Word is spreading of a brave and intelligent adventurer named Hardcore Ultimate Iron Man Arctic. He's talked to many people, solved many problems, improved people's lives, confronted Delrith, returned the skull of a ghost, helped the Lumbridge chef make a cake, helped Dr. Frankenstein create a monster, got launched out of a cannon into a wall, meddled with the mourner's soup in West Ardoin, sheared a bunch of sheep, sabotaged the Black Knight's invincibility potion, turned a chicken into a man, won the Hemisphere fishing contest, found a lost cat and her kittens, and the list goes on. How did they know we did some of these things? Questionable. And then upstairs, we've got some shelves with pots and pans on them, and also a case about the battle that took place here. And that is the museum. We also have a broken catapult. How fun. But now, need to walk back downstairs here. I've lost my Ghost Speak amulet. I'm gonna need that Ghost Speak amulet back. That's okay. Because we have some loose ends to tie up here. First up, we have the Enchanted Key, which now leads us on a treasure hunt all over the world, where we can find treasure of varying quality. So let's go dig all the treasure up. Next spot in the Lumbridge Swamp, near the Tree Gnome Stronghold, near the Varrock East Mine. Nothing. Burning hot. Colder. A little further south. There we go. South of Ardoin. South of Port Sarim. Near Ice Mountain. This oasis near Al-Kharid. Inside the Gnome Stronghold. South of Falador. It's burning hot. Colder. There we go. South of Falador. And lastly, at the Grand Exchange. This was a mini-quest, the Enchanted Key. We get our final treasure, and the key dissolves, finishing the mini-quest. In total, we got some interesting stuff here. A couple law runes, which was nice. Saves all the teleporting we had to do all around the entire world there. We got some iron arrow tips, some steel mithril, and iron arrows we can sell to a shop. Some elemental runes, don't need those. Pure essence, mind runes. We got some iron and mithril we could technically go do something with. But the most interesting are the 3 weapons we got. These are very tall. They clip off the top of the character interface here. They're probably even taller than the partisan. At least this one is. It's about the same. Well, it's taller. But these are weird little things that you can only get one of per account. And we have them now. They are not storable. They don't have much of an ALC price or a GE price. So, don't really need to worry about those. We can also talk to the museum here about the outpost. And we get some kudos for this. And also a lamp, which is nice. That gets our kudos up to 211. Definitely getting there. And 1,000 herbal XP. Can't complain. So I'll probably just make these into bars. Probably at the blast furnace. Make some whatever out of them. It's not a huge amount of ores, so it's just going to be a little something. But there is one last thing we need to do. Returning to Drowalak. I've delivered the scroll, and you can rest in peace. He's been waiting ages for this. Goodbye. And he's gone. And that's the end of that. I purposefully ended up here in Mauritania because that is where I want to be for the next achievement diary. Next time. Goodbye.